Hey everyone, so this reading is for all Capricorns. I just had 2 cards fly out for the month of June 2017. So we're going to try to cover, I got both plugs in there, I'm yelling, sorry. So we're going to try to cover work, relationships, and home. Relationships come in all forms. I'm going to be repeating this in every video. You're going to get tired of it, and I'm going to get tired of it, but it's necessary, it's said, because of conditioning. So there'll be new people watching, and we all have conditioning, myself included, and I've studied psychology and all sorts of other topics, human behavior, science, all of that. And, doesn't matter how much information you have, you still got issues. We all do, so in relationships, they come in the form of partnerships. Partnerships come in the form of siblings, spouses, family members, co-workers, friends, parents. So keep that in mind when we get into it, and you're gonna have to fit it into the aspect, right? Because it might not be involved with a spouse. Everybody who goes to the relationship readings are always like, okay, well, it's my spouse, my partner. No. Okay, relationships come in all forms. That situation could be occurring with a sibling, a sister or brother that you're close with, a parent that you're close with, a friend that you're close with. That's a relationship as well. So keep that in mind, right? So because you and your husband could be having a completely good relationship, but that's still, when you're hearing it, it's like, it doesn't apply to me. Well, it might apply to you with a friend, right? Don't start taking that information as, oh crap, this is what's gonna happen in my relationship with my spouse. No, that's called a self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay, these readers out here are I do this voluntarily. I don't get paid for my services. I don't have business. I'm a healer. I have gifts and abilities, and I'm using them trying to use them in the proper manner, right? Because it angers me seeing people destroying their lives out here and people playing around with spirituality. Spirituality is not a joke. It's not a game. It's there's serious consequences to playing with something like this. If you cannot harness this correctly, then you're going to be destroying lives. And I'm a healer. Healers are here to create solutions, right? Not problems, but solutions. All right? Anybody could tell you somebody's cheating on you. It doesn't mean that they're cheating on you. 7 of Swords comes up. I'm saying this in all my readings just because I'm getting freaking tired here, people. But the 7 of Swords comes up, okay? That can mean somebody's hiding. It doesn't mean there's betrayal, okay? Sure, maybe, yeah, for one person. But it can mean that a person is being sneaky because they're trying to get to safety. There's something they're fearing, so be very careful with the information that you take in. All right, that goes in media, it goes with other readers. I mean, you got to understand there's people that are healthy and there's people that are unhealthy, and there could be projection happening. So it's shit that happened in their life that they're projecting out to the world, to all of you guys, screwing up your life. All right, if they're giving you only problems, then that's not the person you want to go see. All right, a healer, what they do is they give you information so that you can heal yourself, and then you continue on your journey. You shouldn't have to be going back to these people. That's manipulation and trickery if you're going back to a person for help and they haven't helped you. You know what I mean? If you're going to a person to give you information and the information that they're giving you is continuously putting you in the same situation and it's replaying over and over again, well, then that's not a person that you need to be associated with. All right? That's a person creating the problems for you and helping you create self-fulfilling prophecies. Okay? I don't know how else to say this. I'm very concerned about some of you guys out there and the information that you're taking in. Your mind is your greatest tool. It's very fragile. So if a person is not giving you solutions, then those aren't the people. Then you're learning lessons from them. Okay? They're not there to help you create. They're there to destroy. And when there's destruction, there usually means that there's a pretty big lesson that you got to learn in there. So learn your lessons and treat your mind like a seed, okay? Like a garden. Your mind is a garden. When you plant that seed, you got to water it, you got to nurture it, you got to tend to it, you got to pick off those bad leaves, You gotta spray it so the bugs don't come on. I mean, don't use a pesticide if you are a gardener. I'm a gardener. There's natural solutions that you can use. So pesticides kill the bees, and we do have a big issue with bees dying. And if the bees die, the world dies. You know what I mean? So there's a cycle here, right? Like, so your mind is very fragile. Be very careful with the information that you're taking in. That includes with watching my videos as well, right? If it's not helping you, please, first of all, allow me to know that, because this is why I do it voluntarily. By no means do I want to harm somebody, but also, like, apply it to what area that it needs to be. And if my videos don't resonate with you, then please ensure that you find somebody that is nurturing you and not destroying you, right? They're going to help you create and not destroy. I don't do readings. A lot of people have been asking me if I do readings. I don't do readings. I do this voluntarily. This is that just pure goodness in my heart, you know? Like, I love people, and I get hurt very easily by seeing what's happening out there. And a lot of people are getting relationships destroyed from watching these videos, and it's not right. It really isn't right. Or your lives are precious, you know? Like, so ensure that you treat yourself like you're a gem, because in a tool, and your mind is your most valuable object. It really is. You got to treat it like seed, and it takes time to grow. And sometimes you might have to pick the plant up out of the soil and repot it into another area, so it gets nurtured more and better in that area. Okay, so just ensure that you're nurturing your brain with positivity and not negativity. All right, not self-fulfilling prophecies here, people. So if it doesn't apply to you, don't take it. Okay. So the first card we have is the Four of Pentacles. I'm gonna start crying there. It's just, I see people destroying lives out there, and it's not right, you know, like, and Capricorns, I'm going to be hard on you guys because Saturn's going to come into your sign. And again, people are just creating these illusions, okay? If they're not healthy, they're going to mimic that, okay? They're going to portray that out there to the world. They're going to create problems because they're a problem. They haven't done the work on themselves, right? And Capricorns, it's very necessary with Saturn coming into your sign in, I think, about 7 months, that, okay, there's a misperception that just because Saturn's going to go into your sign, that everything's just going to work out magically. No, that's not what's going to happen, okay? Just because it's your home planet coming back to your home. If you have done the work necessary, then you are going to be rewarded beyond your means, okay? If you have not worked on yourself and you are operating from the dark side of yourself, then when Saturn comes into your sign, it's going to be like Busta Rhymes coming in with that song Ante Up, because that's what Saturn is. Saturn just comes in and just will rip your life apart if you haven't done the work. Or if Saturn feels that you've misused your powers and you need to elevate, right? Because sometimes when you get problems, what happens is, if things got harder, you usually leveled up, you know? Like life's pushed you into it sucks in the process of it, like losing a job or a spouse or whatever, right? Like, it sucks in the process, but you just literally leveled up. You no longer, those people are at a lower vibration than you are now. You no longer need them. So you start from this emptiness again, but you're going on a journey to find the people that elevate on the same level as you, if that makes sense, right? Because now you've leveled up. You're on a different vibration, right? So now you're going to go find those other vibrations. And then, you know, if the universe feels that, okay, you found the right people, or if you manage to elevate yourself again at a higher frequency, then you'll level up again, and certain things will be removed from your life. So don't take things that are happening too seriously, Capricorn. And I'm lecturing you guys because it's important. With Saturn coming into Capricorn, you guys are all about to turn into Batman. Dead serious here, man. Saturn is Batman. Like, and what does Batman do? Somebody turns on that signal and he comes in and he takes care of things at nighttime, you know, in the dark. So you're not going to see things happening. And those Capricorns that have done the right things, you guys are going to be rewarded. But Capricorns, if you think just, you know, if you're, there's some people I've seen that are Capricorns and they think, you know, because it's coming into their sign that everything's going to be all right. If you haven't done the work, then it's not going to be all right. So I'm like, I do this voluntarily because I want like people to be elevated and healed, you know, like I want to see people create, not destroy. And you guys, especially with Saturn coming into your sign, you need it the most, you know, where, because you're going to be Batman, and please don't come after me. I've had Saturn for 16 years. I'm done with you guys, man. I'm tired of Batman. The next card we have is the Emperor. He's coming in at home. That's how you guys are feeling. We have the Three of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Swords. Basically, me lecturing you guys is like saying nicely, let's get our shit together here, Capricorns. You're gonna be called to task. You're gonna be Batman. You're gonna be Batman. You're gonna be going out there and like Busta Rhymes, that song "Ante Up." You're gonna be serving. Like when Saturn goes into Capricorn, that means everybody is going to be suffering that's done wrong. So any tarot card reader out there that's misusing their power, they're gonna be dealt with at that time, right? You're like Capricorn, you're gonna come in like Batman, and you're like, oh, what do you know? Signal goes off. Well, you know, they're like, people really got to realize, like, when Saturn goes into its sign, that means chaos is coming out. Like all chaos, people are gonna get served what they deserve. You know, it just went through it's like Santa Claus making its list for 12. You know, like 3.5 years each sign. That whole time it was making its list and watching every single person. And when it gets to Capricorn, that includes Capricorn, that's when it's the hammer time, you know. MC Hammer's gonna come out. He's gonna start, you know, Zeus, Thor, boom. It's just gonna come down, and it's gonna happen real fast. Or people got to be prepared and aware of it. The next card we have is the Queen of Wands. It's a long spiel. I'm sorry, you guys. The next card we have is the Sun. It's called channeling, right? My Jupiter's in Capricorn, so. It also makes me very nervous about Saturn going into Capricorn, so I can't handle another 3 years of it. We have the Four of Wands. I don't know how you Capricorns do it. But Capricorns and Saturn, man, it's a big burden. We have the Seven of Swords. All right. Okay, and the Seven of Swords doesn't mean that it's a bad thing, all right? I want people to also get that out of their head. I interpret cards. I don't take them by the meaning. I deal with energy. Energy comes in all forms. Like it's a vibration, a frequency. It can be images. It can be sounds I'm hearing. Movies playing through my head. It's like I got to harness all of those things together to read the card. It's not about picking up the card and it's the sun, so the sun's glory. You know, no, it's not like that. It's a vibration that will come through the card. The cards are just a material object for me to hold. So at home, Capricorn, there's an avoidance at home, okay? I'm seeing at home you guys are coming off as the Emperor. The Emperor's a very good card. He's a builder. You could be dealing with Aries. I feel like this Queen of Wands is an Aries for some of you guys. For the rest of you not dealing with an Aries, you guys, what I'm getting, you guys are avoiding a lot of things right now, Capricorns. You can't do that at home with your wife, okay? You're like the Seven of Swords, that's the sneaky card, is what people say. It doesn't mean that, okay? What I'm getting is, in some cases it could, you know, very well could. That's like in personal readings, yeah, you can do that, right? This is universal, though. This is multiple people, right? Like, the energy I'm getting is that somebody's trying to get to safety, right? Like they're like, you could have a child that's quite scared right now of something that's happening at home between the two of you. It's about your foundation, you guys, okay? There's something wrong with your foundation that you're avoiding. You're not speaking up. You're coming across as the Emperor, okay? The thing with the Emperor is he shows love, like, through doing. So, like, sometimes he'll cook dinner. He can fix things around the house. He's a doer, right? And what the cards are saying, Capricorn, is you can't do that no more. What needs to happen at home is there needs to be communication. You need to be communicating love, right? So you need to be saying I love you to your spouse. You need to also be showing it. We have no cups here. You need to be giving kisses in the morning. You need to give your wife or spouse a hug and a kiss when they leave for work. You need to Capricorns, you're avoiding something, okay? And I'm getting drinking again. You guys are drinking. You're avoiding stuff. I'm going to get very angry with you guys if this comes up in mid-months. Like, you're avoiding issues, all right? Whatever you're drinking, it's because you're not dealing with your emotions, okay? So this means that you need to go out there and you need to talk to somebody. You need to go see a counselor. You need to go see a therapist, a psychologist. People are embarrassed by that. Why? You're improving your life. Do you like being this miserable? Like, do you like being serious like that? Do you like the way that you feel right now? Like, Capricorns, it's important that you guys start elevating yourselves, because with Saturn coming in, it's not going to be pretty if you don't get yourselves elevated. All right? Like, we want, like, you're looking at this happy, the way things used to be. So, like, when you first got married, the way it used to be. You know, like, okay, if you're looking at that, then start taking the actions to make that happen. And when you guys first got together, what did you guys used to do? When couples first get together, they used to go out, hold hands, watch movies, make date night. They would kiss all the time. They're spontaneous hugging. They would sit on the couch and snuggle together, all right? There's some sort of separation that's happening. Like, none of that exists anymore, I'm getting in your relationship. Like, so at home, that means with your children, that means, you know, your children need hugs and kisses and stuff like that too. If you're a father, you need to be patting your son on the back, playing ball with him in the backyard. There needs to be emotional bonding. You've created this, like, you're Capricorn, I'm getting this like miserable sensation here. Like, you're not happy, and if you're not happy, you're not happy because you're creating that, all right? If you want things to change, then you got to change. You got to make the effort for it. I mean, I don't mean to be blunt, okay? Like, but I'm a Sag with the Sag Mercury, so it's gonna, like, I try to filter the information, but with the Queen of Wands here, you need to be more action oriented. Okay? There's a rooster in this card, okay? And roosters are good luck. Okay, in many cultures, I'm Portuguese, so the rooster has great significance for Portuguese people. But the story with this card, okay, because this is like these are based off of Greek mythologies, Vikings. I actually bought them because it reminded me of Merlin and King Arthur and Lord of the Rings, Hobbit. I'm such a nerd, but whatever. But the story goes with this woman, okay? This woman, you see this chest here? She has a tool, a weapon. I can't forget the lady's name, but the story goes that the rooster, nobody could kill the rooster. They needed the weapon to kill the rooster, and she was the one who protected the weapon, and the weapon's in here. So this guy came along. It's a really weird story. I had to stop researching stories like that because they started irritating me, because they're so weird that it's like this, that can't be the way it ends. What else happens, you know? Or it frustrated me. But what happens is this guy comes, he sees this woman that he wants. He can't get the woman because the house is protected by the dogs, and the only way he can get the dogs is by the rooster. It's sacrificing the rooster, because the dogs will go eat the rooster, then he can run up the stairs and go get the woman. But she protects she has the only weapon that can kill the rooster, and he needs to kill the rooster. So he walks up to the guy, and the other guy says to him, you know, like, how do I get that weapon from her? And the guy goes, well, you have to have something that she wants, that's not easy to find. right? Like, 'cause she can look at her, she can get anything she wants, right? Like in order to get the weapon, she's gonna need, I forget what he claimed. It was some sort of weird, like honey or something. It was something strange. And the thing is, like, the guy obviously he couldn't he got the what he wanted, like what the other dude told him to go get, and she'll give you the weapon. He got it, and he came back to this woman. Okay? And when he came back to the woman, he goes, well, you know, here you go. Can I have the weapon? And she says no. Like, I like the rooster. Why would I, you know, like, cause all he needed was the feather from the rooster to get to the woman. I don't know how the feather was going to stop the dogs. It really, like, mythology sometimes drives me nuts. But he wanted to kill the rooster, and why she was chosen to protect it was because she knew that anybody that would come to the rooster would kill it when all they needed was the feather. They could have just plucked the feather, but instead they were going to kill it to get what they wanted. So she's a paradox, right? You have some sort of paradox happening at home. Like, you're killing a circumstance, okay? Like, you're making things worse than they need to be. In other words, instead of killing the rooster, all you have to do is pluck the feather. So instead of killing the relationship, all you have to do is communicate. That's it. It's that simple, Capricorn. Instead of things are difficult at home, it's as simple as communication. You know, it might not go over well the first time when you speak up about what's going on or how you feel, but you'll get better each time you do it. Each time you do it, you'll get better and better at it, right? But literally, Capricorn, it's that simple. You're making things more difficult than they need to be, okay? And this is stemming from a father that you had in the past. Your father was withholding. Now you're a withholding man. You can't express your emotions. Some of you women might very well be like that too. If you had a mother or a father that didn't express emotions, you don't feel comfortable expressing your emotions now. You feel like it's a burden or it's going to cause problems. So instead you're repressing it and creating problems. Like, Capricorn, at this point, you're doing it to yourself. We need that wake up call. Like, stop, you know, like the pity party, stop it. You know, like, you guys are smart, intelligent beings. Like, the sooner that we get your vibration up, the better things are going to be. And I mean, like, why create misery when you can have happiness? Okay, Capricorns, like, it's not a good feeling to be miserable, but it comes a point in misery that you're like, people like company. Misery likes company. It doesn't like being alone. So if you're miserable, then you're going to start creating that situation for those around you. And this is like a very happy-go-lucky person, all right? Like negativity is going to start. You have the Seven of Swords. It's going to start sucking it out of other people's lives. Like, so it's not just you suffering. The people around you are suffering. I'm getting too. There's a fight and an argument too. Could be with the child. We have the Five of Wands here. And if it's with the child, well, I'm going to tell you right now, your child is quite inquisitive. Yeah, I'm seeing a child. Your child sees. We have here the light flashing down here. Your child sees exactly what's going on. So I mean, and it could be that your child's sticking up for both you and your spouse. Like, I mean, there's a chance here your child could come out and start verbally bringing up issues, and that's going to be very uncomfortable for you. And you're going to see that as, like, I don't think you're realizing that your child's quite hurt by what's going on. For some of you guys, your spouse is quite hurt by what's going on. I want you to be aware of your actions have consequences, Capricorns, and not just to you, to other people, right? Like, I mean, if you claim that you love these people around you, well, then start showing it. Start, if you can't start making the changes for yourself, for you, then start doing it for the people around you, all right? Because, like, we want to avoid a separation here, okay? Like, you can avoid the separation. Like, I mean, if you keep running and hiding your feelings and your emotions, then you're going to create negative situations, Capricorn, and that's got to stop, all right? Like, we want positivity. You guys are geniuses. Like, what we have coming in work is you're going to get the opportunity to create a new foundation at work. That is going to come in. You might get a job opportunity that comes. This seems quite burdensome for you guys. You're quite burdened at work. You might have a lot of people coming at you. You're mentally challenged, though. I don't mean mentally challenged as in special, but little yellow school bus, you know. I took a little yellow school bus. Probably shouldn't be saying that, but it was because, you know, it wasn't a populated area where they just needed a small school bus. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that. The Eight of Swords. This reminds me of Indian mythology, this card. But again, it's going back to this, what I was saying earlier, Capricorns. It's inwardly, all right? Both, like that guy, if you see this guy here, he's got his face turned, he's tied up. This guy's got 8 arms with swords. Like, so that means that you got 8 years of emotions trapped in you. Like, or you're holding on to something that happened 8 years ago, and like, or you know what? It's like 8 years ago you might have had a proper foundation, and now you want that back. Like you're in a different phase in your life, and you're like, why can't, like, I liked it better then, you know? Like, ego and pride is a massive issue for you guys this month. You need to get past your ego and your pride. It's hurting you. It's really hurting you. And when you realize, the sooner you realize it, the sooner you're going to get this positive foundation. All right. But it's like with the sun here, there needs to be realization, right? Like, if you want to be happy and joyful, well, then you have to create those circumstances. That's not just going to happen, Capricorn. You got to get out of your comfort zone. That means applying for jobs that you didn't think you could do. That means talking in a manner that you've never done. It means, you know what? Study some counseling, study some psychology, study the things that you know that happened in your past, and start bringing light to yourself. Like, there's definitely emotional issues here. There's this buildup of suppression. All right, like, you're going to pass that on to your children if you don't fix that. If you guys got young children, you're going to pass that on to your children. We don't want that, right? Like, so if you can't do it for yourself, then you need to do it for them, right? Like, whatever you can't do, stop looking at it as I can't, and start looking at it as I can, right? You might fail. Who cares? You get back up. You're better and stronger the next time, Capricorn. All right? Like, and nobody can push a Capricorn, like, to do something they don't want to do. You have to be willing to do it yourself. Nobody's going to be able to do that for you, Capricorn. And the thing is, once you start doing it, then you're going to create a ripple effect, and it's going to have a positive impact on all your foundations. That means your children, your work life, your spouse, you know, like your friends, your family. You're gonna like, Capricorns, you guys are the stability. You know, like, and people admire and look up to you, and you don't, like, I don't even think half of you guys realize that your children admire you, they look up to you, your wife, you know, like, so whatever is going on with you, the second you fix that, then you're going to fix, like, people around you just by giving the example, you know, like, showing them, and that's the example itself. You making that change is an example. It's going to show them. These videos are longer. Okay. Relationships, it's gonna cut, like, if you make the proper changes, Capricorn, you have the sun here, it will, like you're gonna get this abundance, radiation, you know, like, of just pure joy and happiness. Getting at the beach too, taking your family down to the beach. So if you're miserable, then you need to create the circumstances, like getting out and having fun. Some of you guys, like, I think you really need to, like, oh yeah, I don't recommend this to, like, just anybody, but Capricorn, I'm seeing, like, this you need this, like, reboot. And I've talked about this before with Capricorns, that Capricorns have this part of them that they need to do something that's very exhilarating, that shows them that they're alive still. It's almost like you guys need to face death and stare it in the eyes in order to do that. So, like, parachuting out of a plane or bungee jumping. If you guys are in this you see all 3 of these cards, like, it's just like this nasty energy. I can't even put it into words what I'm like seeing and feeling, then you need to go bungee jumping or jump out of a plane. And I can guarantee you, if you do that, I don't want to recommend that. And then somebody die, I would probably like that would kill me. But like, there's like that sense of that will like boot you, like shock your system back into, you're alive, Capricorn. You're not dead. There's no like, some of you guys have no like this is your wife, like you have people around you that have life in them, Capricorn. And if you continue to sulk and worry and be in misery all the time, well then you're gonna take this away from other people, Capricorn. Like, you guys can either create or you can destroy. That's your personal choice. What do you want to create? You can create it. Anything you want, you can create it. It's going to suck. It's going to take time. It's going to take work. It's going to take effort. It's going to take failures, but you're still going to create it. And at the end of the day, it's going to be joyful and worth celebrating over, but it's not just going to happen. There's got to be sacrifices. So do you want to get healthier? Well, then you got to start eating healthier, right? Like, that means taking sugar and eating natural sugars. Instead of having pop, you make your own smoothie, you know? Instead of drinking, like, if you can't drink milk, well then buy almond milk. Small changes, Capricorn. You need to make small changes. Getting outdoors. You really need to get outdoors. You need to start applying. We have 8 to, like, if you apply to 8 jobs, you'll get one of them, right? And I'm thinking that you're not going to get the one that you wanted, but you're going to get one that you didn't think that you were going to get. Like, if you apply for the one that you were like, there's no way I'm going to get this, I'm pretty sure that's the one that you're going to get. Like, so apply for those jobs and don't panic when you get it, Capricorn. All right? Like, start making the changes. Like, let's see you guys smile. You need to smile. There's this like blah energy coming from this reading. Yeah, okay, so we have the Tower here, Capricorn. Everybody's like the Tower. Ah! Oh, hell's gonna break loose. Oh no, what's gonna happen? I have no control over it. It's not true, Capricorn. This is all you. All right? So you have the power to really make people suffer right now in your home, and create the chaos for them, or you have the power to create the happiness for them, Capricorn. You're going to be the Tower in somebody's life. Now, are you going to be at home, your friends, your coworkers? Are you going to be the positive? Or are you going to be the negative side of it? Right? That's a personal choice, Capricorn. So you need to make it. You need to go out and have some fun. You do something you haven't done before. If you're 60, 65 years old, 60 years old, I don't care how old you are, there's no excuses. All right? No excuses. There's a guy who is 89 years old from Japan, and he's the world's first supermodel. And he's sexy as hell, you know what I mean? Like, anything is possible, Capricorn. I mean, you're 65, go out there, go paddleboarding. Maybe you can't surf, you know? I mean, like, I'm 32, I can't. Surfing, it can be dangerous, and you know, like, I feel at 32 like my body doesn't really need to be whipped around. So, you know, paddleboarding, you just stand there and paddle a little bit at a time, you know what I mean? Something new experience, outdoors. Like, Capricorns, let's get moving here. Are you going to be the positive or the negative in people's lives? Because this is the Tower is going to be you. It's not going to be anything happening to you. It's going to be you making it happen to other people and to yourself. So you choose, Capricorn. That's your choice. I'll see you in the mid-months, and I'll talk to you soon. Ciao for now.